Hey guys, welcome back to Judo Highlights. So this will be part 2 of the top IPPONS for the Astana Grand Slam, and have a look at this. Hajiev, he does these massive ogoshis, and I gotta say he's gonna be one of my favorite judoka to watch these days. He does this almost every fight. And so he starts it off by kind of doing a yaguda or a front uchimata. See the stepping there? But that's just to lift people onto his hip, and then he turns, rotates. It's absolutely beautiful. This was the only tomoe-nage ippon of the whole tournament. Usually I'd like to see a few more. And just tomoe-nage in general. I mean, you see a lot of sumigaishi, but not a lot of tomoe-nages. Now, I mentioned this in my previous video. Have a look at Smetov's hands. The way he kind of clasps two hands on one. Kind of a unique way to do seoi-nage, very wrestling-like. This here, very sneaky by Piras. I think he was thinking Piras is going to drop down over the top and push that hand down and look to secure the sleeve. But instead, he just went for the throw. This next one, a really nice counter to kochigari. White goes for a kochigari, gets countered with the ashibarai. So you can't just be putting your leg out there, you really got to break people's balance with the kochi. I think kosoto, you can kind of tap the leg, but kochi, you got to be careful. And here's another one. This time, I mean, both guys go at the same time. Kind of looking for that kosoto gake. White, I mean, he just had a better position, a bit more forward momentum. And this is a nice uranage by Boltoboyev. Really sucking his opponent in. Gets down low with the legs. This is a counter to osotogari. Now you don't see it being countered like this a lot. Really driving in low, almost diving behind his opponent here, Chopanov. Have a look at this. Really just anticipated that well. This one here, just a wazari from Fujiwara, but I thought it was a pretty brilliant seoi-nage. Really good work with the hands. And just kind of lost a little bit of control. I mean, Blue did well to escape this. Escape the full ippon. And Lombardo with his standing seoi-nage. He had another one in my other video, but this one as well, not as good, but still pretty damn good. It just blows my mind that he's had this technique all along, and we've never really seen it. White's now with a failed kataguruma, and Blue takes advantage of it, locks in a bow and arrow choke. Now after this, White was actually complaining about the leg, the grip on the leg, but he wasn't stretching the leg, so there's nothing wrong there. Now this one, I almost want to call it a Tayotoshi, even though it's probably closer to an Uchimata. But just really good control with the upper body, the legs just getting in that initial push. This next one, a brilliant counter to the ashibarai, and I'm not sure what you would call this. Maybe soto makikomi? It is some kind of makikomi, but very awkward. Some people do something similar when people do sasai. They kind of put all their weight on that leg that is kind of just lifted in the air. But this time it's an ashibarai, and I mean similar concept, but just executed a bit differently. Pina with the uranage now starts off by hooking the leg, using that to kind of get behind her opponent, and then just full commitment. I think that's probably one of the most important things for an uranage. Full commitment. Yeats brown now, and a really nice kochigari. Just got her opponent moving with that sideways action. Now this Hikikomi Gaishi, this is Piras again, making 2 ippons for him in this video, but have a look at that. That was executed so well. Didn't really need the legs. He had such a good grip on that belt and just managed to generate so much torque from the top half. I mean, look at that. That's absolutely incredible. And here's another one from Piras. Goes down to the ground, Ochi, and then changes foot to the Kochi. I mean, people do this so much, especially here in Japan. Mixing these three together, Ochi, seoi-nage, and kochigari. Shamshadin in white here, he looks for a soto makikomi, but just gets countered, and we all know this counter, the sumiotoshi. But just have a look at Talibov in blue. He really anticipates this, sees it coming, and just absorbed it. He was putting on the pressure too. I mean, Shamshadin, I think he just thought that he had to go. Here's another one from Talibov, a Yokogake. And you don't see this being done like this too often these days. I think people generally try to look for the Kataguruma. But this just seems so much easier. Didn't need to get his head in there. Just had the right spot, where to put his balance, and the fake as well. Now look at the balance here. Speaking of balance, my god. What a counter by Blue. I mean, he was standing on one hand there for a second, and then managed to get some kind of a kochigari going on for a counter. That's pretty insane. Here's another one. These guys getting nice and close. Gotta love it when two guys tie up like this. Kind of sumo-esque. Although you're not going to see kind of sumo like this. But there wasn't out, and this is a really nice turnover. Have a look at this from Makhmadbekov. Look at that. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That was incredibly well done. Have a look again. Really impressive. So it starts with a bit of a shield, with the shin against the hip, and then he got his leg out enough to push off the ground. Really don't think I've seen that before. Absolutely amazing. This next one, pay attention to White's left arm. So he tries to take a grip there, and then Blue ducks under with the Seoinage. And look, another Italian Palati. So he had the sleeve, and then White was just looking to grab onto something. Probably not the best thing to look to grab when you don't have anything. Taking a top grip without securing anything first. Probably a bad idea. Gets in close here. Starts it off with a kosoto, and then turns it into an uranage. I think this has got to be one of those classic combinations, no? Kosoto to uranage. Really sticky kosoto here. And that grip with his right hand on the tricep really helps just kind of push a lot of weight on that foot. And he doesn't waste any time. Gets the grip immediately, and kind of that backwards momentum as well. Turning in that direction helps a lot. Now how about this? This is a huge Kochi Makikomi. And from that top grip as well, that is a hard throw to execute. And get a score like that. Wonderfully done. Another uranage. Quite a few uranages in this video. Actually, this might be a Yokoguruma. But watch White and watch what he does with his left leg there. Kind of posting it against Blue's shin. So I don't do much of uranage or Yokoguruma, but I'm not sure if that's kind of a point right there. Going shin to shin. So just a couple of IPPONS left, guys. And I hope you've liked the video and subscribed. We have a lot of content to come. I'm going to do a predictions video for the World Championships. I'm only going to do 3 videos, I think. I'll talk about lightweights, middleweights, and then heavyweights. It should be a good one. And just remember, if you need a discount to watch the World Championships, use my code JUDOHIGHLIGHTS. Save yourself 15%. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.